Someone who touched Elvis touched me. Kick it. Hey, just did the Days of the Dead convention. It's a big horror movie convention that comes to select cities like Atlanta, Las Vegas, and of course Chicago. I go every year pretty much as an autograph hound type person. Horror movies isn't my favorite kind of genre movies, to be honest, because they scare me. So I go to get the autographs, and I thought it'd be cool to show you some of the autographs I've gotten at the great Days of the Dead convention. What I like about it is that the people there usually keep their autograph prices pretty good, because at other conventions now, you get big stars and they're 100, 120, 140. I'm not paying over $100 for somebody just to go, hey, thanks. No way. So I try to get a lot of movie soundtracks signed, and I was just going to look at some of the stuff I've gotten signed throughout the years at Days of the Dead convention. Well, most recently, of course, I met Priscilla Presley. She was in a couple of movies, obviously, like Naked Gun, but more known to being Elvis's love there. I put a picture of me over Elvis. I don't know why, I just do stupid stuff like that. That's our picture there where we met. Of course, you pay a fee for autographs, you pay a fee for a pro photo op, you pay a fee for a selfie kind of photo ops. There's all kinds of options. Here's the flyer for the thing that I was just at in Chicago, Days of the Dead. Not too long ago, Richard Dreyfuss was there. Of course, a big fan of Jaws. One of the few horror movies that I really, really, really love. He's also, of course, Close Encounters of the Third Kind, another awesome science fiction movie. And also, the woman, you can see, not the one for the picture, but in the movie Jaws itself, the first victim there, she played Chrissy there, first victim. I had her sign the Jaws soundtrack as well, so I love Jaws. 1, 2, 3, and sometimes 4. Speaking of Jaws 3, or Jaws 3D, as I saw it way back in the day, this year the great Louis Gossett Jr. was there, as many remember him for being the tough sergeant from Officer and a Gentleman, but I loved him in Jaws 3, where he played Calvin Bouchard, a manager at SeaWorld. So here's his autograph on a movie poster for that fine piece of cinema. Here I got Ian Mitchell Smith's autograph, who played Wyatt in the classic 80s movie Weird Science. Tracy Lords, of course, for many, the adult film star turned actress star. She's actually in a chunk of sci-fi movies. Not of This Earth is the one that she kind of starred in. So I was able to have her sign the soundtrack and get a little picture of me holding this soundtrack. She's actually very nice to meet. Here's an Eddie and a Cruiser soundtrack signed by Joe Patoliano. I'm horrible with Italian names. And another 1983 movie, one of my favorite, The Outsiders, signed by Ponyboy himself, C.Thomas Howell. And he was also in E.T. Speaking of E.T., the mom in E.T. was played by Dee Wallace, who was very cool to talk to. She was also the mom in Cujo, another one of my favorite horror movies. And also there was the son, Tad, played by Danny Paciro, who many know from Who's the Boss. I don't really watch Who's the Boss, but he was also there this year. And that's probably my favorite item from this year. Look at the graphics on this Italian movie poster. In past years, Jello Biafra was there, actually, and he signs for free, so it's awesome. You just bring him anything, and he will sign it. So I had, of course, a spoken word there. I got this large ad for the Waterboy soundtrack signed by Fairuza Balk. Many know her from being the girlfriend in American History X, and she was also very cool to meet. I have a Spaceballs soundtrack signed by Daphne Zuniga. And I tell you, she found the fountain of youth because she looked exactly the same some 30 years after the movie came out. Actress/model Lisa Marie from Mars Attacks was also very nice. And she also starred as one of the chimps in Tim Burton's strange version of Planet of the Apes. The most awesome Judge Reinhold from one of my favorite movies, Fast Times at Ridgemont High. He was really cool. And in other years, both Lita and Ric Flair were there, along with another wrestling star, the beautiful Canadian Trish Stratus. These don't get a lot of Star Wars people, but a few years ago they got the late, great Jeremy Bulloch, who played one of the best characters in the whole franchise, and that's Boba Fett, of course. Charlie Benante from Anthrax, who I think now lives in the Chicago area.
He's usually there and always fun to talk to. One year, Megadeth's other Dave was there, Dave Ellefson. And from the rock and roll world, of course, Dee Snider was there, and he's always very cool to meet. A year after that, two of his bandmates were there, Eddie and Jay. Now, to be honest, Jay was kind of just trying to sell me other stuff the whole time I was trying to get his autograph. He and the wrestler Jake the Snake are the only two people I've had not so fun time with while trying to get their autograph. It's like, I'm already paying you good money to simply sign your name, so don't try to sell me stuff the whole time I'm sitting there. But anyway, someone who's very cool was David Naughton from American Werewolf in London. He also had a great talk on his career, which saw him being the spokesperson from Dr. Pepper for a while, and he also had a hit song. Speaking of cool people, Alice Cooper was there a few times. I had him sign a movie documentary about his life, but he's also a great guy to talk to. And a soundtrack I forgot to mention is Battlestar Galactica, signed by Noah Hathaway. And I'll leave it here. The only photo op I've ever paid for there, the only pro photo op, was with Shannon Elizabeth. Many know her from American Pie. Here you can see she has a classic "I'm kind of sick of standing near a bunch of geeks all day" stance, but she was very cool to talk to. Well, that's it for now. Thanks for watching.